Good morning, faculty, students, and parents. Today, I want to show the parents that of those who lost a loved one that we are committed to the issue at hand to make sure that this does not happen again by bringing forth practical solutions to not just the frat but to the campus as a whole. Death is inevitable for most of us. Our mortality is not something to be in question of because we will all eventually meet our maker. And I thank God for standing here today because maybe He wanted me to bear the burden of my friend's death over him bearing mine. I am not a person you want to hear from right now, but this was my friend. It was my brother for life. And he joined our brotherhood because it was a great networking opportunity as well as a great place to make friends. Listen to me, because if we prevent such programs from running, then we will end the very thing my good friend was so willingly joined. We shall see how rampant this issue is in America and how other colleges have dealt with this issue, as well as why legally we can't stop someone from drinking, but how there are solutions that can help not just our frat but our campus to be in general to be safer. I am currently the president of Delta Gamma, and I have also studied law with a dual major in psychology. I know what leads people down such a destructive path as well as the social repercussions that come with it. I have also done much research into the drinking problem amongst college-aged kids, and it is a lot more rampant than most people know, and how this very scenario has happened across campuses in America. First, I will show how rampant the issue from drinking is amongst college students, especially alcohol-related deaths. Second, I will examine how other colleges have dealt with with these very same issues on their campuses. Third, we will discuss why the legal responsibility does not fall on us as a fraternity to stop someone from drinking, and how we are still committed to helping the rampant issue of binge drinking within the U.S. Let us begin by looking at how pervasive this issue of alcohol consumption and poisoning is in the United States. The issue of alcohol consumption is actually quite common in colleges across the United States. In an article written by the Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, it says, according to 2019 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, 52.5% of full-time college students aged 18 to 22 drank alcohol in the past month, and 33% engaged in binge drinking in the past month. In another article written by the National Library of Medicine, it says more than 500,000 students annually suffer unintentional injury under the influence of alcohol, showing that the consumption of alcohol as well as binge drinking is not unique to our campus but across all campuses. Not to mention 1,519 college students between the ages of 18 and 24 die from alcohol-related unintentional injuries, including motor vehicle crashes. Sometimes we as kids do stupid things and it costs us our lives. We don't realize that we are doing what we are doing, especially as we get more and more drunk, and there are unintended consequences to our actions. This is nobody's fault. It is just kids being kids without realizing the cost of their actions. Like a kid touching a fire, not knowing how hot it is. Also, this issue is not unique to our campus, but across all campuses. If a student wants to drink, he will drink and he will consume all that he desires. As long as they are at the legal age, we cannot stop them for as long as they are not harming anybody else. But this does not mean that the administration we live under cannot help us to prevent such things from happening in the future. We know there is an issue of not just harming our fraternity, but college students across the board. So you may ask, what is the plausible solution to all of this? Here are some possible solutions in dealing with binge drinking that could lead us to unintentional harm, as we saw recently with one of the greatest men amongst us. One possible solution is to use normative marketing in helping change perceptions of alcohol abuse. I've seen a lot of students say thirsty Tuesday, thirsty Thursday, and even effed up Fridays. We are seeing a normalization of drinking amongst college students to the point where it seems to be only natural to drink multiple days a week. A shift in the perspective of this behavior may lead to more drinking, may lead to more people being critical of their peers, which may then lead to less drinking overall. Social shame is a powerful force in preventing people from participating in particular behaviors. For example, being gay at one point was frowned upon in the society, so people hid their lives or tended to stay away from even exploring the side of the sexuality because they knew there would be social repercussions amongst their families and peers. Now we have gay pride parades to show off the sexuality of one being gay because it is normalized. The key word here is being normalized. We want to normalize the mindset that it is not okay to be binge drinking. Another solution is to increase prices and excise taxes of alcohol. This is exactly what they did with cigarettes with beneficial results. The CDC states increases in the price of cigarettes can reduce per capita consumption and the prevalence of smoking. This is a viable solution because college students don't typically have a lot of capital to spend. Full-time students spend most of their time studying rather than working, so increasing the price of alcohol will make it an expensive habit to keep up with and decrease the likelihood that people will purchase alcohol. These solutions will affect the individual and not the group as a whole, because a group that is meant for social interaction and networking should be harmed by one tragic incident. Should not be harmed by one tragic incident, especially if these issues are pervasive across campus in the United States. Also, the possibility for physical altercations for preventing a peer from drinking, which can lead to charges such as assault. According to the article from the NIAAA, it says 696,000 students between the age of 18 and 24 are assaulted by another student who has been drinking. Assault being described as, by Cornell law, as an unintentional act that puts another person in a reasonable apprehension of imminent, harmful, or offensive contact. So we as fraternity brothers attempt to stop another one of our brothers from drinking, it could lead to greater repercussions, because all they need to prove is that we are trying to harm them. We are trying to cause harm to them intentionally. And if both parties are drunk, it will appear as a social altercation rather than one trying to prevent another from harming themselves. This is why the responsibility should fall on the university and not the frat in dealing with such a pervasive issue. Once the administration puts in new rules, it will be easier not just for the frat, but also the campus in general to be able to protect its students from the plague of binge drinking. To conclude, we can see how pervasive this issue is, and it's not unique to our frat alone. We also see possible solutions to colleges that can utilize rather than closing down our frat that is meant to be a point of socializing and networking. Meaning that the frat is used to make friends and also to help people build their careers on. Finally, if the responsibility falls on us, then it could lead to unintended consequences for not just the frats but the university as well. This shows how rampant this issue is in America. How other colleges have dealt with this issue, as well as why legally we can't stop someone from binge drinking. Together we can redefine what it actually means to deal with alcohol consumption issue in America and hopefully save a future life instead of using a current loss to create another. This does not. My words are not meant to be crass. They're meant to be sentimental. But one must understand this is a bigger issue than just a fraternity issue. This is an issue that is rampant across all colleges as a whole. Thank you very much.